Hello, ladies and gents! Finally, after much delay, I'm very pleased to give you that Gremyashchy replay from World of Warships that I did praise so much before. 200,000 damage, 9 kills and a 1 vs 4 finish. Damn! The replay is courtesy of Esa Tunanen from Finland, who I think we can say is a Gremyashchy specialist. If you see his Gremlin in the same match as yours, you bloody well hope that you are on the same team. Now the replay itself is a really old one, by the way, back from the 0.5.1 era, so a few things will be a little bit different to the game these days. But I don't want to rob your time any longer. We have ships to sink after all, and a lot of them too. Check this out. Alright, so it's time to release the Kraken. Oh, I mean the Gremyashchy, of course. So we are top tier in a tier 5 battle. That's right, the Gremyashchy, if you didn't know, is a tier 5 Soviet premium destroyer in the game since, if I'm remembering right, 0.5. And this replay is, by the way, not far after that, 0.5.1. So, what does the Gremyashchy do? Well, it mostly rips apart the enemy team, especially when it's top tier like in this match. But to be a little bit more exact, you know that the Japanese destroyers are famous for their torpedoes and the American destroyers are famous for their, well, mostly their guns. Well, the Gremyashchy is famous for having basically the best from both worlds. The torpedoes, although they are not the main thing for this machine, have a good enough range so it can launch them without having to reveal itself. So it can be just as sneaky as a Japanese destroyer, although the reload is rather long on these babies. The main thing, however, is that it can fire 130mm guns at its opponents. Now it doesn't have too many of them, as you can see also on the screen, 3 turrets, with, if I'm not mistaken, 2 guns in each. So that doesn't seem awfully crazy, does it? Well, the rate of fire is pretty good though. And this is a big gun to be placed on a destroyer. So that will definitely surprise some of the cruisers that meet this thing, especially when it's firing AP. Now we will not do this in this match. This will be an HE snipe right from the get-go, as the enemies reveal themselves in a nice tight group, perfect for a little bit of a torpedo ambush. So, have a look at this rate of fire. Absolutely beautiful. Now, another big strength for the Gremyashchy is that it can not only release the torpedoes undetected and... oh, speaking about torpedoes, those seem to be rather on target. Come on, Frutaka. Focus on the destroyer, not on the torpedoes. That's right. Oh boy, oh boy. That's one very angry cruiser, if I'm not mistaken.
Torpedoes, astern!
So as I was saying, the Gremyashchy is not only capable of releasing the torpedoes undetected, it can also fire its guns undetected because it has a really good concealment. And quite a good firing range for a destroyer. So this is basically a long-range sniper for the most part, especially as, although the guns are really nice on it, the turrets themselves don't really turn that greatly. If I'm not mistaken, it has about 36-second turning time for 180 degrees, and well, that's not great, so don't get yourself in a close quarters knife fight with other destroyers, for example. Peeking at them from this distance, however, we can definitely use the great accuracy to just blast them into submission. That guy, I'm sure, is not too happy right now. And it will be really interesting to see if those torpedoes hit as well. Probably not. It was a long-range shot, with the ships sailing straight onto us. Although, I mean, if it is not taking any evasive maneuvers, Oh well, we are not saying no to that. There's one juicy torpedo hit, and Nürnberg isn't looking too healthy anymore. Later on, you will see that as soon as we break contact, now we can keep on continue blasting away this guy without being revealed to the enemy team, and that's basically why this machine can be so strong. This is not only a Gremyashchy special, and oops, we have been spotted by something. Probably we got a little bit too close. So this is not something that is unique to the Gremyashchy, but combining it with these guns, it can definitely put it to really good use. So far so good. Although things overall are not going greatly. We have lost so far 4 ships and we only managed to take out 2, and whoops, we get spotted here by something for a second, which is quite unfortunate. We will not get under fire, however. Now the enemy team knows what we are doing. We are just getting behind these cruisers and battleships. And the 2 destroyers are still unspotted, and indeed here they come, ready to intercept us. However, our guns were in place and we can start blasting away at them right away. And that Nicholas will soon be a very, very dead Nicholas. Brave move, my friend. Where are your friends now? Well, there he is. But they timed it a little bit incorrectly. They should have jumped on us at the same time. This way, we can easily pick them apart one by one. And if a Gremyashchy is blasting away at you, well, you can kiss your ass goodbye. Now taking out the enemy destroyers will be really, really useful right in the beginning, as remaining unspotted will help us absolutely greatly against these guys. By the way, there is a huge amount of Nürnbergs on the enemy team, and those cruisers have pretty good rate of fire, so remaining undetected and evading the fire, the barrage from all of those ships, will be very important to stay alive. So far though, things definitely go as planned. We get undetected here a little bit. But we get to set a nice little fire, which always warms every sailor's heart. Now so far the match has been quite fast and furious. We have been constantly blasting away at these guys, and we did quite a bit of damage. Nuked 3 ships out of existence. Remember, we torpedoed that cruiser in the beginning, and we took out 2 destroyers as well. And in the meantime there is the Confederate award. And 2 additional torpedo hits. But things are still looking quite grim at the moment. We are down to 4 ships against the enemy's 6. So that's a little bit tricky. Well, at least we reduce the numbers a little bit, taking down one of the Nürnbergs. And now we can continue the barrage on this very unfortunate New York. Now he is over 11 kilometers away. He has no chance spotting us. Now ESA decided here to go after the Nürnberg instead, which is really the bigger threat. If we can get rid of this cruiser, then the battleships are doomed. So, let's switch targets, and as you can see, even against the cruisers, although we will get spotted soon if we continue to close the distance, even against cruisers we can remain undetected. Now they can of course shoot us, basically blind fire the location where they see the shots emerging from, but good luck hitting a switched on destroyer captain with blind fire. Now we are converging towards the edge of the map, which will limit his movement possibilities, but it will limit ours as well. Oh, we will definitely try to keep him put. A few torpedo spreads, these are mostly just to limit his possibilities to basically fire salvos at us or catch up to us. because he has to maneuver to avoid them. I don't think we really expect to hit anything here, not against a cruiser. It slows him down, however, and now we are once again out of spotting range. So the barrage can continue. While that Nürnberg is busy avoiding the torpedoes, we can casually finish off the New York. Only 3000 damage left, nothing a few 130mm HE shells can't handle. However, it doesn't matter how many ships we sink, it seems. The enemy has completely massacred around him. Now we are now down to 2 ships. And the enemy have still 5 ships remaining. Not for long though. The New York is down. 2-1. It's reasonable odds. Well, it would be if the friendly battleship would last any longer. Unfortunately, he is on his way out. There is actually a really good player on the enemy team as well, driving also a top tier ship, a tier 5 Congo, and those things are evil. There he goes. We have a high caliber and a Confederate, and the enemy Congo has a high caliber and Confederate as well. So this will be a battle between us most probably. Well, that is if we can get rid of the 3 enemy Nürnbergs before, and this is a 1 versus 4, so yeah. Not many mistakes can be made in this game. I mean, sure, we have the advantage. If we can keep the distance, we can basically nail them one by one, well, if they allow us to do it. And just whittling down their health, setting fires, and constantly running away. If we get spotted, however, things get very awkward very quickly. Nürnberg is turning in, so that means probably big salvo coming in. Yes, that's blind fire. That's the desperation blind fire right there. And torpedoes will miss, but that's not a worry of ours. He's already burning at least in one place. So a couple more salvos should be able to finish him off for good. And luckily there is no sign of the others just yet. Probably they are going full steam ahead in our direction. So the quicker we get rid of this guy, the better it is for us. Come on guns, stay on target. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Alright, so that leaves us with 2 more Nürnbergs. Oh, there is one. He's on pretty low health, so that's definitely good news. And an enemy Congo. Now that guy is on 5 kills. Oh, we hope that at least he will not be on full health, but we will have to wait a little bit more to find that out. Alright, let's nail this guy. I think we will probably be spotted. Yep, we are a little bit too close to stay hidden. But with that guy being on solo health, and now if you have a look at the indicator, we are actually sailing away from him. We increase the distance just enough to drop off the radar. That's actually quite good blind fire there. Oh, that was close. But another Nürnberg bites the dust. So now it's 2 against 1. Holy cow. That is one crazy round. Question is, are those 2 guys working together? And oops, we have been spotted by aircraft. That will probably be a spotted aircraft launched by the Congo. So now they know where we are, and the Nürnberg is here. He has a crazy rate of fire and he's already blasting away at us. Again, we are spotted by aircraft. And we can't really get rid of that thing. The AA capabilities of the Gremyashchy, and whoa, here comes the battleship fire, and whoa, this was close. So the AA capabilities are completely crap on this ship. So You just have to keep maneuvering and hopefully avoid the incoming fire. The Congo is still 13 kilometers away, so if he launches salvos, we should have enough time to maneuver out of them. The Nuremberg, however, can give us definitely some problems, as he's blasting away at us. Luckily, he already spent quite a lot of his health, so using the accuracy of this gun while maneuvering to avoid as much fire as possible, and that was a big hit, we should be able to win this engagement, and then going up against the Congo will be an entirely different thing. Come on! Sink, will ya? We have no time to waste. The Congo will get a free line of fire very soon, and we really don't want to be blasted by his guns. That looks a hit as well. That hurt, but we are not out just yet. There is the Congo. So now it's one-on-one, and well, that may be a very good Congo driver, and he definitely is. He will keep on turning constantly. He knows he's up against a destroyer, so he expects torpedoes, and he will do his best to avoid everything we throw at him. Also trying to throw out our aim with the guns, but he's just not fast enough to do that. But kudos to him, he will avoid all the torpedoes that we fire in his general direction. Right now, however, the only thing we need to do is remain hidden, and whoops, we got spotted. And I'm pretty sure he will fire everything he has on us. So let's get away. Oh, here comes the fire. Come on, please miss. Oh my god, that was close. This was, however, probably the last time that we got a little bit too close to him. We are working hard on increasing the distance. And once we are out of spotting range, we should be golden. And there we go, the Congo doesn't see us anymore. He's still firing about the expected location, but those shells were quite far away. So now the only thing we need to do is to keep him at about 10 kilometers of range, and we should be pretty safe in this matchup. He has quite a lot of hit points, however, over 30,000, and, well, even from 130mm guns, firing HE at him, it will take ages to bring that guy down, and there is less than 3.5 minutes left from this game. So a couple of fires would be really nice. Come on, fires! Do it for the Soviet Union! See, the Congo never stops maneuvering. He's trying to close the gap. He's just not fast enough, even though it's a Japanese battleship. And he has really decent battleship speed. Going up against a destroyer one-on-one, well, unless the destroyer captain is a Muppet, that's most probably going to end in a very dead battleship. He's taking blind shots, and he has to. I mean, by now I'm pretty sure he realized, and finally there is a fire. So by now I'm pretty sure he realized that he will never catch us. So that means also there is another fire. Now that's what we like to see. It also means that he will never have the possibility to make exact shots on us, so why wait? At least he tries to grab what little chance he has. Fire is ticking, however, now he's down to below 15,000 health, and ooh, that's actually not a bad shot. Keep maneuvering. Yep, just a quick check. Some more torpedoes in the way with a widespread, hoping for them to get lucky. But the Congo is constantly maneuvering. He just can't dodge the incoming fire, however. There's way too many shells racing towards his destination. 1 minute 45 seconds to go, but now he's under 6,000 health. Come on! Not long now. One more salvo and one more fire. He puts out the fires though, so this can get a little bit tight. But he's too low health now, below 2,000. only about 1 minute left of the game. Come on, 1100. And maybe these are the last shells that will be required. Oh, not quite. But the Congo finally goes down, and that's 9 kills in a tier 5 destroyer. Oh man, that was exceptional. Perfect use of the ship's capabilities, and the control of the engagements was mostly really textbook stuff as well. Huge respect. But back to the results. First Blood, Devastating Strike, High Caliber, Confederate, Solo Warrior, and naturally this would have been a Release the Kraken as well, would that achievement had existed back then. 291 direct hits, 5 torpedo hits and 22 fires were all that was necessary to take down most of the enemy team. Piece of cake, really. Now all of this damage awarded us over 3,600 base experience and close to 500,000 credits. Not a bad pay at all for 90 minutes of work. And here is the big one, the damage numbers. Those 291 HE hits caused 90,500 direct damage and an additional 47,500 through all of those fires that they also set. Now the torpedoes did a little bit worse this time around, as while they ripped up the enemy ships for 58,000 damage upon impact, unfortunately there was not a lot of extra flooding damage this time around, with a measly 3k in the bag. Now all of this brings us to a grand total of 200,000 damage, a result worthy of any ship, not to say a tier 5. Alright, this was then the epic Gremyashchy game I did promise you. Special thanks to Isa once again for sharing this with us, and also for his help making the recording possible as well. I do hope that you guys did enjoy this non-stop action just as much as I did, and if so, thanks a lot for considering giving this a like or sharing it. Now there is a lot more action coming your way this week, first of all following things up with a funny moment special tomorrow, so it's definitely worth to stay tuned. Many thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in one of the next videos.